Get ready, get ready, get ready. It's Let's Talk Business with Cheryl J. Cusseau. So excited for the first hour of the day. I believe we have some Olympian type giants on our show today since we've been dealing with the Olympics for the last 2 weeks. And kudos to all of the Olympians. The U.S. they're ringing in medals from gold to silver to bronze, right and left, and breaking records all in between. Congratulations to them. So to our Facebook listening family, our YouTubers, In Touch News, you're saying, wait, this is the first hour of the show. Where is Derek Blue, who brings the blueprint as only he can? Let me take this opportunity to extend our heartfelt and deepest sympathy and condolences to Derek Blue and his family. He lost his brother, and in his stead and she has a dual role, his administrative assistant and the 5508 campus operations director, Mrs. Georgia Kinsey. Welcome back to Let's Talk Business.
Thank you. It's good to be. Thank you. It's good to be here. And Derek has big footsteps and footprints, so they're truly hard to fill. But I'll do my best.
Okay, and if he were here, he would say to you, "All right, Georgia, just lean into the mic. That's your friend. Have an affair with the microphone." And so and I thank you so much. I see you're in the studio. Hey, to my In Touch family, DJ CEO, DJ Anna, you all are making things happening, even as we can't even say post-pandemic because it looks like we're still in the pandemic. Mm-hmm. We have two exceptional individuals that will be joining us on the show today. August is National Black Business Month, and for the last 6 years, we've been operating on the theme of the power of 31. And with that power, it's igniting the community. We give you 31 ways in 31 days to support Black-owned businesses by spending $31 or more your way. But not just with our Black-owned businesses. What about our nonprofits? And we're going to talk to an officer of a nonprofit. If Derek Blue were on the show today, he would say, "Welcome to Wakanda." And I get to say, "Welcome to Wakanda." So we're going to be talking about the 5508 campus, where you all have 40 or 40 plus businesses. Yeah. Congratulations. Georgia, for some reason, I'm not hearing you, so let's just double check. Can you unmute and stay unmuted so that you can come in and talk about the businesses?
Okay, can you hear?
There she is. Oh, there you are. Awesome. I know you could hear, but we couldn't hear you. The beautiful part about technology. So listen, guys. We're just going to enjoy this show. We're going to support our Black businesses. So when we talk about donating $31+ or more, you get to do that to our nonprofits. Some of you may not even know, but August, they call it 8/28, is National Nonprofit Day. So we're asking that as you hear the names of the nonprofits being called out today, make a conscientious effort to spend $31 or more and donate $31 or more. And we'll get to talk about a couple of donations that's coming on the campus of 5508 because of the work that they are doing. Are you ready to go, Georgia Kinsey?
Yes, I am.
Looking fabulous. Tell us a little bit about who you are and this dual hat that you wear on the THAP campus.
So I am Derek's executive assistant. So I help him out in all his responsibilities as CEO for THAP. And also, I am, as you said, the operations director here at the campus. And, we have almost 40 business that we work with. We mentor, educate, and help them to be successful business owners so that they could go back to the community and be successful independently. So that's our goal. So it's the campus, considering COVID and the condition that we are in. I am so amazed at how some business have thrived. They've thrived and opened up. And so now we are inviting them into our community, and it's just been expanding. So when we lose a member, it's amazing how we replace that member because the new business started up and need our help and our guidance. So it's been interesting how many new businesses have moved into the campus. I totally believe our mission statement, giving dignity and respect to these small businesses and helping them in our community.
Well, you said it. And the beautiful thing about the 5508 campus, you have existing anchor businesses and as well those that are joining fresh startups in your incubator system. And you're right, the goal is for those type businesses to help get their footing and grounding, and you're providing them with the resources that they need so that after 3 to 5 years, they'll move out. And you guys get to see that. So it's not so much a revolving door as it is a leveling up kind of door. And as your businesses are able to do that, they can move on to bigger, better, and greater things. And then at the same time, as an anchor business, DSI Black Pages, Cuso and Associates, one of our guests today is also an anchor business. And that's I see him smiling, but hold that smile. We'll get to you in just a second. I wanted to ask Georgia, what are some of the categories or types of businesses that you have on the campus of 5508?
So we have a printing company, and we have constructions company, and let's see, we have
we have help you out. You got a radio station.
Yeah, we have a radio station, which is amazing. And of course, we have Echelons, computer technologies, DBR trucking, rent to own auto, spotless cleaning, Rafa Wonders, which it's about beauty products that they sell. So maybe you want to talk to them about their beauty products and going on their website. Of course, we have taxman, Jason Riekman. So if you need help with your taxes, we just signed someone in today, Veritable Planning and Solutions. And they are a veteran-owned insurance agency. So we do have 2 insurance agency on site, but the construction company, I want to give a shout out, Ram Build, Fresh Start, and Home Commercial Repair Specialist. Those are construction companies that we have. And of course, we're going to talk about our new law office that's here.
Well, you've given us about a good 8, so we'll come back and take on another 8. And if you all see something that's over my head, just so because you're listening, you're looking at it, I was trying to figure out what it was. It's my clock. So we'll try to have that removed during the commercial break. I've never seen it come through like that, but that's the beauty of live streaming. You see everything. Well, thank you so much. And that's what we wanted to understand, a couple of the categories. And I know on one of your categories is also, you have several nonprofits there. And this allows me the opportunity to segue to our special guest because they are a nonprofit. So to our radio listening audience, give me the opportunity, or I'm excited to have the opportunity to introduce to some of you, others you know already because he's not new to the Tampa Bay area, and that is Mr. Howard A. Harris. And what does the A stand for, Mr. Harris?
Albert. Albert.
Yes, that's a good name.
A name passed down by I'm a third. So I'm the third Howard Albert Harris. Yes.
There's nothing like good old tradition. Well, Howard Harris is the VP of the MLK Parade Foundation. Born and raised, he's a Tampan, or should we say champion now. He attended Jesuit High School and went on to graduate from Howard University with a degree in electrical engineering. He also holds an MBA from the University of Michigan. Congratulations. He worked in the defense and aerospace industries, the automotive industries, and is presently an IT manager with Hillsborough County government. He is the proud member, do I have to say this? He's a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Inc., and has served as the local chapter president, not once, but on 2 separate occasions. He is the father of 5 young men, ages the youngest 28 and the eldest 39. Kudos to you. Howard explains that after so many years in different industries and different locations around the country, he's always wanted to come back home to the city in which he loves. He's here now working with the MLK Parade Foundation, but it wasn't just to be working with the foundation. It was also because of his love for Dr. King and his unwavering commitment for social justice and equality for all. And he gets to do that and volunteering in this amazing position as VP. But a little bit about that. Opportunity knocked on his door, and he was offered the opportunity to work alongside President Mr. Robert Scott, and then the newest member of their team, Director Roosevelt Ratcliffe. Welcome to the show, the VP of the MLK Parade Foundation. So glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. I tell you what, I was excited to have this opportunity, but I'm more excited now in listening to Georgia talk about the businesses here at 5508. I was making some notes because I want to talk about our relationship with 5508 and the businesses that some of the businesses that Georgia mentioned.
Absolutely. And this is a perfect segue for you to do just that. And if there's something else that you would like for our radio listening audience, because remember, this show is global and we have viewers all over the world. And perhaps hearing you today will inspire them to want to come and be a part of the festivities that you're going to be talking about in just a moment. So if we miss something, please, Howard, use this opportunity to share more about not only yourself, but why you are doing what you're doing.
Okay, well, let me just tell you, sometimes some business relationships happen, organically, not that you were planning them, but you kind of walked into something. And my association with the parade was by happenstance because Mr. Scott happens to be my cousin. And he got himself into this position and gave me a call and said, "Hey, cuz, I need your help." And because it was Dr. King and because he's family and, it's all about love, I stepped in to assist. And we started the nonprofit. The parade, as many of your listeners knows, it has been a Tampa happening for the last 30 plus years. But 6 years ago now, we decided that we would take it on to make sure that the parade had some staying power, some infrastructure, and that we could grow it into something that the city could be proud of. year over year over year. And so that's what we've done. The first year, we started out, we planned the 2015 MLK parade on Robert's dining room table. That was our office. And, we were pulling our hair out trying to get it together, but it happened, and the next year, God showed us the opportunity to get with the folks at THAP and get an office. And for us, that was our first office. And little did we know we would be there, we would start there and stay there. After the second year, I think it was, on the THAP campus, we were growing so much, growing our activity so much, we needed a bigger office. And so THAP accommodated us, and we doubled the size of our office. And truth be told, we probably need an even bigger office, but we're gonna suffer through it for the time being. But THAP has just been wonderful. We are one of those anchor tenants, and being an anchor tenant has provided us just a number of opportunities to extend the relationships that THAP makes possible. And I just made a couple of notes. I heard Georgia mention the Echelon computers.
Yes.
Echelon put in our first computer system. They were used computers. They were, but we didn't have any money, and so she put something together. I say she, Justine Anderson. Let me give her a plug.
Yes.
Put together a computer system for us that we could use. Uh-oh, I think my camera is starting.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
But something that we could afford. And last week, we just placed an order with Echelon Computers for a brand new computer system. She's going to replace all of our computers, and we'll finally be up to date with something new. But the demand of the business led us in that direction. And we've been fortunate enough to get some funding that allows us to do that. So Echelon Computers is outfitting the MLK Parade Foundation with a new computer system.
That is awesome.
I heard Georgia mention the insurance agency on campus. We had to, as you grow your business, you have to get workers' comp and liability insurance and all that stuff. And we didn't know what we were doing. So we went to the insurance agency, Jerry Ann Norton, I believe her last name is. And Jerry Ann hooked us up and got us the insurance we needed to conduct our business. So right there at THAP, we got what we needed from an insurance standpoint. And one other that I wanted to mention, because this is the power of relationships. Ricardo Menswear, the first gala that we did, we were outfitted by Ricardo Menswear for the tuxes and such. And that relationship, we've just kind of expanded. In my fraternity, which if I have to, put in a plug, has initiated a relationship with Ricardo Menswear for not only for outfitting our mentee group, the Men of Tomorrow. These are high school boys from, or actually middle and high school boys, and outfitting them with tuxes every year for our Black and Gold Ball. But they also have a fundraising campaign started with them, where a portion of the proceeds from the sales of Ricardo Menswear goes to the Men of Tomorrow program that the Alphas run. So it's just those relationships that we've been able to take advantage of by being at that, and those relationships continue to grow. And we couldn't be happier with our relationship. I'll segue briefly into another, talking about the magic of relationships, because what we do is, we put on a parade. And for some people, they don't realize the significance of what we're doing. But I just want to say this. Our parade is a 2-mile route through East Tampa, which is an incredibly diverse community, even though we think of it as predominantly African American. People don't realize how much diversity is really within the East Tampa community, and that whole diversity of ethnicities and the kinds of magic that we find in East Tampa is what Dr. King really was all about. He
Absolutely.
wanted to see this be a country where people of all races and backgrounds could come together and love each other, and we prosper as a nation. So rewinding through East Tampa has been great for us. And one of the things that happened, of course, COVID shut the parade down last year, but the year before was the biggest parade we had done. If anyone was out there, they saw that we had the band from Bethune-Cookman Wildcats,
Yes.
300 strong. We're in our parade that year. We brought down Miles College from Birmingham, Alabama. We're talking to FAMU this year. We're talking to Bethune-Cookman. We want to repeat that kind of performance this year. But something that happened that we really didn't expect happened because of the parade, in that we had invited a group up from Nassau, Bahamas. And
Yes.
if anyone remembers, there was a major storm that came through the Bahamas earlier in that year, or earlier the year before, and it really damaged a lot of the islands. And so we had been in contact with this band, and we didn't know if they would still be able to come. And they said, well, the hurricane spared most of us, and we've done some fundraising, and we're going to come anyway. And so they came to Tampa, 100 strong, with their band from Nassau, Bahamas. While they were here, they had the opportunity to meet and greet the folks from Bethune-Cookman and from Miles College. And some of the folks from Miles College were so impressed with having met these kids from Nassau, Bahamas, that they offered scholarships, music scholarships, to band members from Nassau, Bahamas. And so it was just, I just get chills thinking about it. But it wasn't anything that we planned. It was just, God put his hand on it.
Divine, you're absolutely right. Divine intervention. And if Derek had the opportunity to listen in today, what you have just described to our radio listening audience, our podcasters, is just what the mission of the FACT group and the 5508 campus is all about. It started with a blueprint, but once you begin to connect the dots and build those relationships, it expands far deeper than that. Everything that you need, you can find on the campus of 5508. And listen, I was there. I will never forget. Robert came in back when my office was in a quad. And he was like, Cheryl, we want to come in. We want to see your office. And he was like, we need to be here. We need to be on this campus. And I said, absolutely, you need to be on this campus. Mm-hmm. And to have seen you grow from a quad to the double suite that you have today is incredible. And Georgia, as he was talking about relationships, I remember we were doing one of our meetings on the campus. All of the MLK meetings for the gala and parade, I might add, have been held on the campus in the conference room and or the co-working space. Remember, Howard, we did the dinner for the scholarship recipients in the co-working space. It's really a business home. But Derek always says, there is where you will find vibranium. But our vibranium is what allows us to electrically connect with one another and continue that connection. You will also remember talking about Rick, the Style Lab, and I get the new name is Ricardo's over in West Shore, but that's Rick Rollins, who now has a show called Going Places. All of this from our 5508 family. And we were in the meetings one day, and I wanted the volunteers at the gala to have matching vests, our infamous blue, black, and silver. And Ricky said, well, that's a tall order. But because of relationships, one of our committee members and sponsors, the Caspers group, Bob Conegliaro said, I'll take care of the vest. And just like that, they were fashionably coughed by the time we got to the gala. But all of that from the blueprint of the 5508 campus, building lasting relationships. Georgia, you called out about 8 of the businesses.
Mhm.
Before we go to commercial break, will you call out another 8?
Sure will. And I just want to let you know that the campus, when I talk about the campus and when I bring a new business into our campus, I stress the fact that we are a community. You look out for your community, you help your community, you support your community,
Yes.
and this is our community. So we are a community helping each other and then branching out to help out our neighbors. So that is something really important that I really treasure here at 5508. All right, so let's see. We have Mitzi Studio LLC, which is new. You guys all know Paula Watkins.
Yeah.
And yeah, she has an assistant, Philip Walker, and they have it's all about music. So you'll have to come on campus and figure out what they're doing. So we have Best Solution Anesthesia with Sabrina Winters.
Yes.
She's got Vision, which is again about music and teaching people to appreciate and music, young women, girls to sing. We have, of course, Miss Ann Thompson, Thompson Property Management. Of course, we have our own hairdresser and style salon, Soul Coils and Cut Salon. We have Accent Style Boutique, which those fashions come from Kenya with Miss Angie.
We'll do the
And then, of course, don't forget, Carrick Williams, our photographer.
Well. We'll
And
come
of
back
course,
and start back with Carrick when we come back after the break. But I want to take this opportunity to circle back to Howard Harris. You've given us, we could not ask for a better blueprint in establishing relationships with the businesses right here in your neighborhood. This month is National Black Business Month, but what you have proven in sharing with us is you've been supporting Black-owned businesses from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. And we appreciate that. I remember using your first computer that you got from Echelon Computers, and I kept swiping my finger across the screen. And you said, Cheryl, it's not touch-free yet. But I'm hoping that the new system is touch-free.
Oh, yeah. It'll be much better.
I look forward to that. But investing and spending our dollars and keeping our dollars right in our own neighborhood is really what the Power 31 is all about. And if we do that, then we get to spend our dollars with each other and continue to support each other. You've heard him say that from 4 years ago, 5 years now, going strong, still supporting. Howard, before we break for commercial, what can we as the community do to help the ML King Parade Foundation?
Well, every year we sort of entertain things that we can do to be further helpful. I think in our mission statement, we use the phrase lasting positive community impact. And so, it's a one-day parade and everybody, it's a one-day event that most folks are familiar with. But what we want is for that one day to have lasting positive community impact so that all year long, something great comes from us having had that parade. And so typically we just need some help with planning and executing the things that we add to our plate. And I can talk about some of the things that we've done or tried to do and plan to do. But we're open to ideas, we're open to talent, folks that have been a part of event planning and the type of things that grow from doing a parade. If you have some ideas, volunteers are essential for us.
Volunteers.
We are every nonprofit. No nonprofit is is just rolling in the dough. So we, and it's not about making money for us, but it does cost us to do the things that we do. And so where we can get volunteer help,
so volunteer
from planning on up through execution is.
So you mentioned the parade. What about 2022, January 2022, MLK weekend?
Right.
What about the gala?
The gala, I was going to talk about that, but yeah, the gala is going to happen this year. The date is January 6th. We're going back to T. Pepin, and we have some things that we're thinking about for that as well. But the gala will happen, and I'll let us go to break, and I'll talk about the other things that we're working on.
Okay, and we want our audience to also have in mind, as you hear him talk about the parade, you can go to the website. There are fees about the parade. The gala was created so that they can also fundraise for scholarships and then be able to show the diversity of the major corporations who are now pouring into not just the parade, but the whole MLK Parade Foundation packet. So raising funds is going to be key for those kids so that we can keep them in school. Yeah. And you can talk to us and tell us how many scholarships have you given out so far? And we'll talk about that. And that's where we need to have those funds. So we're going to break for commercial. Back in a moment.
All right.
You guys can click your
call. Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe we hunted down 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay. Call Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida. Grab a pen of sundown. 184-361-RICK. That's 184-361-425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, plus your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361-RICK. Call Ricky, ask Ricky. It's a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and getting you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
In Touch Radio, where you can listen to a cruising flow of smooth soul and jazz, today's R&B, a fun touch of hip-hop and gospel.
All my music on one station.
Giving you a buffet of music, news, and entertainment. We're In Touch Radio.
And we are back. Thank you so much. You're talking to Let's Talk Business with SJC. I'm here with, standing in for my co-host for Mr. Derek Blue, is his executive administrator and campus operations director, Mrs. Georgia Kinsey. Welcome back. And we also have joining us, and he's going to talk to us just briefly about the MLK, let's see now, gala, scholarships. We know we need volunteers. We need volunteers. You'll be able to go to the website, and Howard, if you would go ahead and share that information with us and the other information, and I'll let our radio listening audience know that joining us will be one of the newest campus business owners. I mean, we have covered the gamut from cleaning to legal advice to a parade to nonprofits to notary publics to constructions. And even if you need to rent a conference room, a venue, all happening on the campus of 5508. That's where you'll find my companies, DSI Black Pages and Cuso and Associates. Back to you, Howard Harris.
All right. Let me mention kind of something that should be obvious, but may not be. We may not have thought about this. One of the things that businesses need is exposure. Yes. And the parade is a wonderful way to get some of that exposure because it's a 2-mile long route in front of thousands of people. And it would be a shame not to have the 5508 participants or any business out there that really is looking for some exposure, just to let people know who you are, to not be in our parade. So make sure you make plans to saddle up with us on January 17th to get out in front of the folks. We're hoping this year we can increase our coverage, some video coverage. We're hoping to get the television stations a little more interested than they typically have been in covering our parade. So it's just one of the obvious benefit since we're talking business.
And that is so true. Howard, before you get into, I just thought about this because I remember that group had a float. Is it too late to order a float, or what's the timeline for getting a float? Like if we wanted a 5508 Calabras float.
Well, I don't believe it's too late, but I would say this. You don't want to wait until the last minute to try and do it. One of the things that COVID is teaching us is that when resources get scarce, it's hard for them to rebound. And so I can't imagine that the float companies out there aren't, looking at a banner year about to come. Everybody wants to get back out. And so if you have any designs on getting a float done, you need to start making those contacts.
All right, now is the time. Okay, gala, scholarships.
All right, so, the second year of our existence, we decided to start this gala. And to put it in context, Robert and I, we're so close, but we fight like cats and dogs. And I did not want to have a gala. And he will remind me of that every day. You didn't want to do a gala, and I thought it was just too much on our plates. But, as happens every year, we fight about all kinds of things. And every year, what we do just grows and grows and grows. So I don't understand why that happens, but that's just the way it happens. And so we did the gala the first year. And every year we've done the gala has been successful. Thanks and kudos to you, Cheryl, for helping us out on a couple of those years and making sure it was just a fabulous event. And we've tried to aim for fabulous every year because we know it's an opportunity for people to come out and dress up and mostly to talk and network with each other. People who haven't seen each other all year long. People just love talking. The hardest thing to do is get people to sit down so we can start the program because they want to talk to each other.
Okay, so we're at the gala and we're there to raise money for what?
We're there to raise money for scholarships and some of the other initiatives that we take on from year to year. Last year, we added an initiative to support Senator Darrell Son and his campaign to help criminal justice reform efforts. And so we find causes like that to also help out. But our pride and joy are the scholarship recipients. We have a scholarship program. Commissioner Gwen Meyer, now Commissioner Gwen Meyer, has typically run that for us. And we find talented kids from around the city. And what's special about these kids is not only that they are academically excellent, but they're also kids who have demonstrated they have a heart for service. We're always doing honor to Dr. King and what he was about. And so these kids, when you read their bios and resumes, you see the first thing that impresses you are the GPAs, but the next thing that impresses you is they have jobs, they are in volunteer organizations, they are doing things for their families, and they all write an essay about Dr. King and what his legacy means to them. So
there you have it.
These folks are leaders. They're leaders in the making.
So let's recap. So you got volunteers for the parade.
Mm-hmm.
You are also working on the gala.
Mm-hmm.
That's also in January. Now the gala is the 6th, and of course the parade is the MLK weekend. Right. They can make donations on the website.
Right.
So and any information you want to know about the scholarships can be found on your website. Before you leave, give us your website, and they can also make that donation. So let me hear that ask.
Okay, so the website is mlkjrparade.com. We're doing some retooling right now to try and update it for this year, but the
Okay.
mechanisms to donate, the verbiage about scholarships and all of that stuff is still there. And
Awesome.
you can even do a parade application at this point. So we're going to be updating it and making some changes, but mlkjrparade.com. Visit us. You can, our phone number is there. You can email us and just talk to us about what it is that you want to do, how you might want to get involved, and how you might want to help. Because
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Our best to President Robert Scott, and now your new Mr. Radcliffe, your director. Listen, if you can stay on for a minute, we have another collaborator, and you can let us know. I'm sure you'll need to utilize her services. Let me take this opportunity to segue back to the campus director, Georgia, who is going to talk to us a little bit about another dual title, Dr. Brenda L. Walker, Esquire. Welcome to Let's Talk Business with SJC and my co-host for today, Georgia Kinsey. Welcome, Dr. Walker.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
And I must tell you all, Dr. Walker is a trooper. If there were bottlenecks to happen, they started happening. But because of technology, you can be in one location and still come and make your appearance on the show. So I'm going to turn this segment over to Georgia Kinsey. She can talk to us about your placing your office on the campus of 5508. And then we want to hear back from you, Dr. Walker. Tell us a little bit about, the title that we all come to know you for, and I think the Midnight Scholar.
I want to say to everyone, when I met Brenda Walker, immediately I knew she was going to be an asset to our campus. And I reached out to Derek. I'm like, I want her here at 5508. And he texts me back, well, do whatever you have to do.
Listen, make it happen.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I just, we talked about it. She liked the suite that she saw. She told me her vision. It was in line with our vision. And then she moved in, signed the contract and moved in. And I want to tell you, Brenda, you have stepped it up, girl. That suite is looking good. Miss Cheryl Cusseau, you got to go see her suite.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. But she was long before she decided to take a suite. She was a virtual collaborator as well. She is no stranger to that campus. She's been coming there for years. Robert and Howard together and the ML King Gala Committee. 1 year, I think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Correct me, Howard Harris, if I'm wrong. But listening to you talk about building relationships, you have a relationship with Dr. Brenda Walker, Esquire, right, Howard?
Every year we honor what we call community heroes, people who we feel, in the spirit of Dr. King, have made huge contributions to their community by virtue of the work that they do. And Dr. Walker was an honoree. And so we were thrilled to have her, and we just wanted to make sure that we could introduce her and her work to the folks who associate with us as well. So we were more than happy to highlight her, and so that's our relationship.
She was that shero, and specifically education. How we're hearing you talk about scholarships, giving out scholarships, raising funds for scholarship. And my goodness, Dr. Walker could put her hat on and talk to us about the importance of why we need to fund scholarships, because she's worked in a higher education level institution. And we'll let that segue right into Midnight Scholar, Dr. Brenda L. Walker, Esquire. Which came first, the PhD or the JD?
That's a great question, Cheryl. Thank you so much. And again, it's my honor and my privilege and my pleasure to be on the show. And more importantly, to be a member of the THAP Collaborative. And I want to thank you. I thank Miss Georgia Kinsey as well, because it's just a wonderful opportunity. What came first? Actually, my PhD came first. I did my doctorate at the University of Kansas, and then I clicked my heels and came to the University of South Florida in Tampa, and where I've been a professor for the past 30 years in the College of Education. And then I decided to go to law school in 2006. I went to Stetson to get my law degree. And one of the, a lot of my wonderful friends and colleagues thought I had lost my mind. But, it really is a natural progression for me to go from a PhD or to layer on a law degree because of the work that I do in the community. I'm very much a community person, which is why, that just really speaks to my spirit. I grew up in a very low income community in Michigan. So the community has always been a part of the every fiber of my being has been about the community. My community was short on money, but long on love and
All right.
affirmation. And the reason I'm here and where I am today, where I'm situated today, is because the community rose up to embrace me all while I was did my undergraduate, my master's degree, my PhD, and my law degree. So I'm very much into always giving back to the community that embraced me so wonderfully.
Oh, and so eloquently said. Now, where did the name Midnight? We could figure it out, but where did the name Midnight Scholar come from?
Well, I'm one of those people. I don't. I stay up really late at night, and so I feel like if I'm going to be up late, I might as well be productive. So I'm usually working on either academic publications or reading law journals, or doing something typically academic as well. So that's how I got the moniker Midnight Scholar.
So there you are on the campus, and you're going to be just a couple of doors north of the MLK Parade Foundation office as well. And what would you then say to those students who are seniors now, getting ready to write their essay on the importance of Dr. King and his legacy? So hopefully they could earn one of those, and I believe the number is still $1,000 scholarships.
Mhm.
Dr. Walker, what would you say to them? How could you help and prep them?
Oh, certainly, certainly. Uh, I'm sorry for the airport noise in the background, but I always go back to the teachings of Dr. Martin Luther King. So I would suggest, first of all, students, if you're listening, parents, community members, as you work with students that are preparing to write those essays, have them go back and listen to the very impassioned speeches of Dr. Martin Luther King. But let me tell you what really inspires me on the regular. Every day I think about this. Dr. Benjamin Mays, who at the time was the president of Morehouse College,
Yes.
he did the eulogy for Dr. Martin Luther King. And I will always remember Dr. Mays saying of Dr. Martin Luther King that he championed the cause of those farthest down. He championed the cause of those farthest down. So every day for me, when I pick out when I select a law case or somebody's case that I want to pursue, it's usually someone that I believe has been mistreated and is farthest down. So, so students, find, and there's so many speeches, every time I think I've heard every speech and every quote from Dr. Martin Luther King, I always come across something I hadn't heard. There's
Yes.
so much for you to pick and choose from. Get one of those speeches or quotes and hang on to it, and figure out how to internalize it so that it has meaning for you. So I would literally in my essay, if I were you, I would embrace one of those quotes and then talk about what that means for me as a young African American male or female, and how you will bring Dr. King's teachings to life, how you will live the dream.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Harris, what do you say to that? I'm ready to write my essay. Listen, I'm going back for my PhD. You all may want to consider giving scholarships for a second chance, like the In Touch News Foundation does. Give those persons over 40 a second chance to go back to school.
No, what Dr. Walker said is just perfect. I mean, Dr. King is such a deep well of knowledge, wisdom, and inspiration. And it's what keeps us going year over year. And we're just happy that we find students who understand that legacy and who can connect what they do. They already have the heart. We just connect what they do to Dr. King's teachings, and they, put it on paper. And we said that, there are a lot of talented students, there are a lot of talented folks out there, but when you can take that talent and take a piece or all of yourself and use that talent to bring somebody else up, then you're a hero to us. And those are the students that we want to highlight. We try to stay in touch with some of them when they go off to school. Yeah, that's it's everything for us. It's everything.
That's the hero. Thank you so much. So with that being said, listen, I'm going to make the appeal, share this video, because I want you to hear what, my goodness, Dr. Brenda Walker just said to those students, the importance of it and getting that assistance, but also hearing her talk about where she came from. And you've got to have that in your gut. It's what drives you. It certainly drives me, because I came from College Hill Housing Project. And it was important to be able to go as far as you can go, but take that knowledge and wisdom and understanding and care and wherewithal, your time, your talent, your resources, and pour it back in to something else or someone else. And having said that, so you sent that message, oh my goodness, to the students. Share the video, share the Facebook page. Let's make sure that those interested in scholarships can take a look at this. Then on the flip side of it, when you decide to open up your own business, let's talk to the lawyer, Walker. You're going to be on the campus, or you're on the campus of 5508. So to business owners, first of all, what type of law are you specializing in, and how you can use your law skills and expertise to help small business owners?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, of course, my first love is education law. And so I've consulted with parents and families that are, going through some trying times with, with their children in schools, and just helping them to understand more of what their rights are as parents and families and community members as well. So I have education law under my belt. I also do contract law. And as you know, my husband is a musician. And so I handle all of their contracts for his band and all of that. And also, so people interested in having me to consult with them on breach of contract cases. And another area that I've gotten into that I've become quite good at, if I must say so myself, has been mortgage foreclosure defense for the homeowner, not for the bank, but for the homeowner. As it turned out, when we had the market crash and the housing crash, market crash and all of that. So I had several clients where banks were trying to take their homes, were trying to foreclose their homes. And my job then was to really make the banks come with their best game. They have to come with their A game, to be able to take one of my clients' homes. And I was able to really get workout plans for each client that I took on, so they did not lose their houses. And that's what I'm most proud about. So any sort of civil rights case, I'm happy to work on those, as well as I do personal injury and Social Security disability appeals.
That is awesome. And they can find you at 5508. What suite number?
Yeah.
Suite number 32.
And MLK, what suite number?
Suite 28. Suite 28.
Georgia Kinsey, where can they find you? What suite number?
Suite number 7.
Suite number 7. Is Daryl in the studio? We wanted to give a shout out to In Touch News and Radio. because he's a 5508 collaborator. Let's hear from Mr. Daryl Johnson, as we know, DJ CEO.
It's DJ A&A in the studio today, baby. We is in suite 15.
Awesome, awesome. Representing what suite number?
15.
Suite number 15. It's happening at 5508. That's the place you want to be, whether you need legal services, whether you need to volunteer for a parade, you're looking to become a collaborator starting from an incubator status or an existing anchor business. We've got them there, from doctors to lawyers to insurance agents to construction workers to computer sales and services to the longest running minority focused publication, DSI Black Pages. You can find them all on the campus of 5508.
Yeah.
Miss Georgia, you got some things coming down the pipeline at the THAP line. I believe we have one of your board members to the THAP group, Ingrid D. Young.
Well, I know she is working on something fantastic for us. I'll let her fill you in. But don't forget, we're In Touch News, and we have collaborated with them to do the Fresh Friday.
Yes.
So we need everyone on campus to show up this Friday.
There you go. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think Diva J and I are going to try to, Diva J, that's my co-host. I call Ingrid Diva, but Diva I. So we are making a pledge to get there this Friday as well.
That's my
Welcome
pledge.
back to the show, Ms. Ingrid Daniels-Young.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Cheryl, for allowing me to be on the show for just a little moment. I'm in the car, so excuse me, but I did want to just point out, as Miss Georgia was saying, that we do have an event coming up that will be on the great campus of 5508, and that is the Black Wall Street Experience. As a board member, I am also honored to chair this event this year, October 8th, 9th, and 10th. And there will be more information coming out really soon. But basically, we want to be able to commemorate and celebrate our Black businesses, our Black Wall Street districts that have been, this is the centennial commemoration of the massacre on Greenwood in Oklahoma, in Greenwood, Oklahoma in 1920. So we certainly don't want to forget them, but we want to make sure that we talk about, and also we have many Black Wall Streets that have been a part of history. In Florida, we had Rosewood, and we can't forget our very own right here in Tampa, excuse me, and that's Central Avenue, as well as the Deuces in St. Pete. So those are our local Black Wall Street districts that we will have some information about and just talk about and see what we need to do to revive those things. So the experience is 3 days long and will consist of a few different sessions where we're also going to talk about generational wealth. We'll talk about financial planning and strategies for entrepreneurs. And also one of our features is we will definitely have the small business showcase, where we will have about 20 to 25 small businesses on the campus that will come out on that Saturday and set up their booths. And we want to make sure to highlight them and support them. And so, again, I know we'll have more time to come on and talk about this event as time comes closer, but just keep that in your mind. The Black Wall Street Experience, October 8th, 9th, and 10th, held on the THAP campus. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Thank you, and congratulations on the chairship. So that means for people like myself, the MLK Parade Foundation, Dr. Brenda Walker, we have offices on the campus already. So we just have to become active vendors and pay the fee so that we can participate in what it is that THAP is doing with the Black Wall Street Experience. Let me take this opportunity. Georgia, we will put a list of all of the THAP businesses out. We'll take that list that you've given us, because I think we ended with Carrick Williams And then we were talking about the law office of Brenda Walker. There's Call Ricky, Ask Ricky. Yeah. And then you've got, let's see, who
Tampa Caribbean Festival, our nonprofit, Charity's Place, Victorious Living.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Elevated
and the big
Experience at U-Haul.
American Surgical. Let me take this opportunity to thank my co-host, standing in for Derek Blue. Again, our hearts, our prayers, our condolences out to our brother. Georgia, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
That we had some technical challenges this morning, but got through them all. A very special thank you to Howard Harris, VP MLK Parade Foundation. Thank you to the newest on-site collaborators, Dr. Brenda L. Walker, Esquire. You've heard all of their information, but we will post their information on our thank you post, because if you need a Black-owned business, all you need to do is show up on the campus.
On the campus.
908. Spend your $31+ and as well donate to one of the nonprofits, and we have several on that campus. So you can't say you don't know where the Black businesses are. And if you need help with that, then you go to DSI Black Pages or click on the app. And we have hundreds of Black-owned businesses. But for today, for this show, Let's Talk Business with SJC, my co-host, in his absence, Derek Blue. Thank you to our Facebook viewers, to all of you. Please like and share the video so that the message is spread abroad. This show is a wrap.